My name is Hayden Lee. I grew up here in Santa Rosa, California. I did not find a church until I was about 15, when my friend's mom invited me to a youth group where I ended up meeting my wife, Lauren, and I spent pretty much my high school years going to youth group and not listening. It was my first kind of time being introduced to God. I didn't really understand what it was about. When I was 18, 19, I kind of felt like I needed to leave, and I ended up joining the Air Force and enlisting. And so I spent 6 years in the Air Force, where I probably felt furthest away from God. Didn't really get a lot of experience talking with Him, and thankfully I had Lauren, who brought me closer and closer and kept praying about me, and I really started to feel it. In 2023, my dad tried to commit suicide on Father's Day, and it was the first time I had spoken with him in probably 10 years, and that was probably one of the most challenging weeks of my life, to go spend a week with him in the hospital and try to convince him to check into a rehab and try to reconnect with him. After a week of doing that, we got him checked into a rehab. The day after, my brother got into a car accident. And it was, after spending a week in the hospital, to then wake up the next morning and hear your brother was in a car accident, that was pretty tough. After spending some time with him in the hospital, going back home, I was sitting in the car one night and I was talking to my wife, and for some reason, something in my life just said, I am going to put my life in God's hands. And it was nothing, it was just it was 2 weeks of reconnecting with my dad, having my brother almost die. It was just, I don't know. And the first time in my life I had felt peace. It was weird. I had never felt something like that. I'm happier. I feel like I'm better off. I feel like my purpose has changed. I've changed my careers. I was an aircraft mechanic, and now I'm trying to be a firefighter. My marriage is better. My friendships are better. I have more friendships, but even with more, I have better friendships. And I think that God gave me the perfect wife to lead me into this, because I don't think I would have found God if I just didn't have somebody by my side giving me the patience and the grace to find Him on my own way. I realized what I was missing, and the final piece to really kind of committing to God was being baptized. And so today I'd like to publicly confess that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.